In this video, I'm going to show you how to reverse sear a tomahawk steak. Now to get started, we're going to set our barbecue up. We're going to be using our kettle style barbecue today, so we're going to open it up, take our cooking grate off, then we'll get a fire lighter down on our charcoal grate, light it up, then I'll get a charcoal chimney on top, which is around a quarter full with some briquettes. So while our briquettes are catching light, we're going to trim and season our tomahawk steak. This one weighs in at just over 1 kilo, and it doesn't really need much trimming at all, maybe a little bit off this section, and then a little bit on the outside of the rib cap. And for those who don't know, a tomahawk steak is just a bone-in ribeye or Scotch fillet with a much longer bone attached. Now this one didn't need much trimming at all, I'm happy with that, but if you really wanted to, you could French the bone, trim all this fat out, but I'm going to leave this one. We're obviously not going to eat that fat, and I don't mind gnawing on the bone. Next, you want to give your tomahawk steak a generous coat in your favorite rub. This is a very thick steak, so it can afford to take a heavy seasoning, and I'm just going to be using some of our beef bounce rub. And now our briquettes are ready. I'm going to dump them in at the front of our barbecue on the opposite side to the lid vent. Then we'll shut our lid, open our vents up, and bring our barbecue up to around 120 to 150 Celsius or 250 to 300 Fahrenheit. Then once you're at temperature, open your lid, and I'm going to get a chunk of cherry wood straight on the fire. Then we'll get our cooking grate back on, and then our tomahawk steak on the opposite side to where the fire's burning. Then we'll shut our lid and let that smoke away. Now I've chosen to reverse sear our tomahawk steak because of how thick it is. So basically we're going to be bringing that internal temperature up nice and slow for the first part of this cook. Then once it's hit just below 52 degrees Celsius or 125 Fahrenheit, which I reckon will take around an hour, I'll bring it out, give it a rest, and then we'll finish it off with a sear. Now if I was to try and direct grill that steak hot and fast for the whole cook, I'd potentially burn the outside before the middle was cooked due to how thick it is. But by using the reverse sear method, we're going to have a much easier cook. And if you don't have a smoker, you can always reverse sear by using your oven and then finishing it off in a pan. So our steak has been smoking away for about 30 minutes now. All I'm going to do is just give it a quick flip just to help ensure it cooks nice and evenly. And then we'll shut our lid and let it keep going until we reach that internal temperature. All right, our steak is just about ready to come out for a rest. So what I'm going to do now is get a full charcoal chimney worth of briquettes going so we can finish our steak off shortly with a sear. And now our steak has hit temperature. I'm just going to get it out and we'll let it rest for around 10 minutes until our briquettes are ready. And now our fresh briquettes are ready. We can take our cooking grate off, dump our new briquettes in and spread them out nice and even. Then we'll get our cooking grate back on and finish our steak off with a sear. Now I'm going to sear it for around 90 seconds per side, and I want to keep it moving while I'm searing it so we get a nice even sear as well. Now we can take that off and onto a wire rack, which is going to help protect that crust, and we'll let that rest for a few minutes. Not that it needs it, but that'll give us a couple of minutes to get this garlic butter ready. So over a medium heat, I'm just going to melt down around a tablespoon worth of butter. Then into that, I'm going to add 2 cloves of freshly minced garlic, and we'll let that cook away for around a minute until it becomes nice and fragrant. Then I'll add around a 1/4 cup of butter and we'll melt that down. Then we'll move it to a lower heat and add around a teaspoon worth of finely chopped parsley, a good teaspoon of our garlic goals rub, and a tablespoon worth of lemon juice. Then give it a good mix, and you can set that aside until we're ready to have that with our steak. Now that looks absolutely perfect. That is so good. Well, there you have it. There's how to reverse sear a tomahawk steak. Definitely give this one a go. I'll put everything you need to know, including the recipe for the garlic butter, down in the video description. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next videos. But for now, that's the end of the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.